piracy prevention threatens your private information. And the reason for this is because they're trying to enact bills which are basically not very well thought out. The definitive measures behind the bills are very loose. So there's three bills we're going to talk about. And of course, the first one's going to be the Stop Online Piracy Act. And this bill is naturally designed to protect against foreign websites and for infringement of any type of materials, whether it's from movies to music to shoes, purses. So if somebody decides in Italy that they want to make a purse and post it on eBay and start their own little mini business, if that purse happens to represent any other company's copyright or ideals, they can report that to Homeland and have that site blocked and shut down. And the problem with the Stop Online Piracy Act is that it does not give users, small businesses, people who are just starting out, any ability to fight. The legal fees to fight back, I mean, it's pretty much do as I do, not as I say. As soon as they shut down the website, you can't bring that website back. You have to legally, and when you don't have the money for that, if you're a small startup company, that's just not the bill that we need to enact. So the Stop Online Piracy Act is definitely not something that should be in circulation at the moment. It should be more thought out. A lot of these bills were rushed because of just the amount of piracy due to movies and all the actors, of course, not getting paid, getting ripped off, all the music, you know, Napster and everything else. So that's my first point for, you know, Stop Online Piracy Act, why we shouldn't have it. For my second point, it's the CISPA Act, and this is the Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act. This act is where your private information is concerned. What it does is it takes a company, so for instance, let's say Facebook. Well, if for instance you shared some kind of insider information and the government contacted Facebook, Facebook would have to release your information, your personal information, any and everything that they want. It will go to any of the authorities, Homeland, ICE, FBI, NSA, CIA. This CISPA Act was actually more or less designed with the NSA in mind. Pretty much their tools, which is something called Primus, is what they use to capture information and trade your information between other department agencies. If your information is lost, there's actually something written in that act that says that no company is viable. So if your private information ends up in, I don't know, Afghanistan and you suffer from identity theft, the company that lost it isn't liable for that at all. Neither is any of the governments. So your private information is definitely at risk, especially with this bill. And with a liability clause like that, even President Obama stood up and said that this bill is too faulty. There are too many clauses and too much openness with this bill that leave nobody protected, including who it's supposed to be designed to protect against, and that's us. My third point is going to be the PIPA Act, and PIPA stands for Protect IP, and this bill's acronym alone is reason that it shouldn't even be implemented. It stands for Protect Real Online Threats to Economic Creativity and Theft of Infringement Property Act. Protect IP. Come on. That bill alone is way too long. It took like more thought into an acronym instead of the actual bill. This bill is even worse. What it does is it actually gives companies, it deputizes companies. The government can deputize a company. They can then get court orders and they can shut down your website. They can just delist it. You will no longer be brought up in Google, Yahoo, any of the search engines whatsoever. So if you decided you wanted to start a bakery website, cookie company, and you had a personal individual build your website, he happened to use a picture of a cookie that came off of some other company, and you decided to run your website with what he built, a week, 2 weeks later, business is booming, but then that company sees that you got, you know, their picture on your website, they can shut you down. The SOPA could then step in, block you. You would have to fight to get your site back up, and well, you just lost everything, including whatever grant you used to start your company. So these three acts, as clausy as they are, should not be implemented. And this is my call to action, that you should not stand silently, let these bills go into play, you know, with so much that it's not for the citizens of America. It's not for us. It's not to protect us. It's to protect the companies. These bills are not for citizens. It doesn't say protect you. It's protect the company, their investment, their money. Well, this is why we should not have these bills. So what say you about these bills, and why do we need them? So thank you for my speech, or staying and listening to my speech, and I appreciate everything that you have given its thought.
Do we clap? Yeah.
No, we get the 15 seconds, but I looked over and just realized I went right over the 5-minute marker. So she's gonna kill me. No worries, no, that's all right.
Got it.